Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. This is Jom and today is Sunday. So even in this time when we are all locked in our homes, we should not forget the Sunday. So I thought of doing something different and so I am here with a different concept. We are living in an era where we want to see things before they actually happen. We want to know the future of everything that we plan. Same thing happens with the buildings. Everyone wants to know how their building will look like when that building is actually constructed on the ground. So what do we need for that? So for that we have developed a technology, 3D modeling of buildings. So we need to know how to use that technology, because if you are having some client with you, when a client comes to you, he won't understand what you are designing, but he can imagine how his building will look. So all you need to do is to prepare a 3D model and show him that if you will approve this plan, then your building will look like this. Sometimes your client get convinced by that, sometimes he makes some changes in your plans or model, and according to that you do the actual construction. So it's very easy, because once your building is constructed you can't change it. Like you can change it, but that won't be economical. So the thing is, 3D modeling is a very important tool and we should know how to use it. So today I am going to discuss with you how to make groups and components in 3D modeling. I've already made some videos on how to use the other tools, but I don't think I have made a video on groups and components. So today I will explain you the same. And to find my previous videos you can find the link in the description. So let's start. So this is how the interface of SketchUp looks like. Here is our lady who will guide us, but I don't use her very much, so I will make a square of size 2 inch by 2 inch. Let's find out our square. It's over here. I have already explained how to use the tools of SketchUp in my previous videos. I will give you the link of those videos in my description box, or if you will insist, then I can make those videos again in which I have explained all these things. So this is our push pull tool. I will select the area and make it up to a height of 2 feet 6 inches. So we can also measure it by our measuring tool. See how simple it is. 2 feet 6 inches. Okay, this is our VCB box. Just follow my cursor. This is our VCB box. If you will do any kind of changes, you can see it here. Now, how to make a copy of this? So I will select the whole object. I will choose the move tool. You can see it's a move tool. Press the control and then you can just simply copy this. I will click here and it's copied. Now I have to make another copy of it to explain you the difference between simple object, groups and components. So for our first object I will keep this simple. Okay. So what if I fill some color on this one? Let me choose a color from here and I will click it here. So you can see that from a single click we can choose any face around it. for whatsoever image we made, and we can color it from the material box. Now what if I make it a group? This is a copy of this one. So what if I make it a group? So for the group, I have to select the whole object, or I can select it simply by triple click. These are two ways of selecting the complete object. Now I will right click on it and make it a group. And how to make a component? So I will select the whole object. Just see whether it's selected completely or not. Yes, it's selected completely. Now I will right click on it and make it a component. For that we need to name this component, and I will name it as pillar and then create. So now this is a component. So see, if you are clicking on this one, then with a single click you are choosing just one face. But if you are clicking on a group, then with a single click you are selecting the whole object. Similar thing happens with component. If you are clicking it just once, then you will select the whole object. Then now what is the difference between a group and a component? For that we need copy of this. So I will make a copy of this group over here, and this component over here. So this is the copy of this group, and this is the copy of this component. Now let's color it. So I have colored it. We can choose different colors so that we can differentiate. Okay, so this is how you fill the color in any group or component. Now color these two. Now let's make some change in the group. So for that we need to select it. So by double clicking, it's highlighted, and by push pull tool I will just push it. I will push its face. Show the chat. Yeah, 2. I guess 1 fit will be enough. So this is what happens when you click a group. Now let's see what happens to our components. So I will again use the push pull tool and then push it to 1 fit. So friends, we can see if you are making any kind of change in a group, then its copy won't be affected. But if you are making any kind of change in a component, then its copy is affected in the similar way. Like I have decreased the height of this pillar by 1 fit, so even its copy was decreased by 1 fit. So what's the use of group and component? So if you are making copies for something in which you want to make changes to the unique object, then you can make it a group. Or if you are using something like pillars all over your house and you want to make changes in every pillar present there, then you can use the component, because while constructing a building, you need to maintain the symmetry. So I will suggest you that if you are making some pillars or any columns, then you should make it a component before copying and not the group. The only extra thing you have to do while making component is to name it. So that's not as hard as making changes in each and every pillar or column that you make. So that was all for today. Thank you and enjoy your day.